folks, August here. I just wanted to stop by and let you know that if you like what you're about to hear, you can find it and the rest of the season over at the Sagas of the Sunless Reach podcast feed, and you can find more about Sagas over at the Sagas of the Sunless Reach Twitter at Sunless Reach.
Hello, one and all, and welcome to Sagas of the Sunless Reach, Golden Autumn. We are doing something very ambitious here this year at Sagas, at Sunreach, at Standing Stones. This is our very first attempt to make recorded, like video, actual play stuff. We've got a method, and it's an experimental method. And we're going to see if it works, and you're going to be here with us, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I hope. I'm manic today.
Yeah, a little.
There's a blizzard in Chicago. I live in Chicago now, by the way. If you, for whatever reason, only listened to Sagas of the Sunless Reach, The Riddle of Rule, and have not listened to anything else, I live in Chicago now, which is very different than my home state of Arizona.
City of Arizona.
It's the city of Arizona. Well, Chicago is a state unto itself. There's Chicago.
Less a city, more state of mind.
It's, yeah. But we are here today to do some vampire slaying. You see, it has been 50 years since the tyrant Gabriel the Gold has risen to power in the land of Tarandauer. In that time, he has stripped the nation of its wealth, gilding his castle in Coronant, the capital of the nation, and sending his warships out across the Great Tarn to the southern lands to plunder their riches and bring it back. It is a time of some economic boon, but unfortunately it is also a time of monsters, because Gabriel's greatest lieutenants are monsters both in the metaphysical and the moral sense. But all is not lost, for the heroes of the Golden Autumn have risen to defeat him. And I would like to introduce you to them, as well as to my co-stars this season, who were my co-stars last season, but we're mixing it up a little bit. We're playing new characters. This is a distant prequel to Season 1 to kick off our Season 2. This is not the whole season. This is just a special. It's like a TV movie.
An amuse-bouche, if you will.
Yeah, of what happened to bring us to where we are. So, without further gilding the lily, and with no more ado, I introduce to you, first, the hero of the Golden Autumn, and soon-to-be ruler of Tarandauer, Octavian Errol. Mab, why don't you introduce yourself and your character?
Hi, I'm Mab. You can find me on Twitter, Tumblr, Patreon, Blue Sky, I don't know where else, at Little Lady Mab, doing shenanigans as always. That's all I'm doing lately, is just shenanigans.
Sure.
Yeah. And I'm playing Octavian Errol, and I'm looking forward to punching the shit out of some bad guys.
So tell us what Octavian's like whole deal is. It's a level 14 one-shot. a crazy thing to do for a group of people who have been playing, Pathfinder individually for. I play with Bitmap every other week. I admittedly haven't played Pathfinder with Jade in a while because we've been playing other games on our Thursday group. And Cory and Mab, I have not had a chance to play crunchy games with in quite some time. So we're just jumping straight into the deep end.
Yeah,
Why don't you tell us a little bit about Octavian's build and what you have constructed for our hero of the Golden Autumn?
All right. Well, he's a skilled heritage human, but his background is the chosen one, naturally. So with that, he does get a little bit of. Well, has lore about fortune telling and has a nice ability that lets him become prophecy's pawn for at least once a day. But beyond that, it is a lot of real heavy on the strength and charisma to intimidate the fuck out of anybody who comes in their way. And build relies a lot on making sure his enemies are terrified of him and making sure that they just don't get a second chance when they see him coming.
And what class is Octavian?
A fighter. Just straight up fighter.
Classic fighter.
Yeah.
Looks like we have some thaumaturge.
I do have a little bit of thaumaturge and a little bit of ranger that allows me to pick some desired hunted prey and really put them to the test and make sure that they truly just can't escape my reach. Because I'm coming for you, Gabriel. Coming for you.
Fantastic. Assisting our hero is, of course, his boon companion, his greatest friend, SIEGMANN held. Bitmap, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello, I am Bitmap Prager. I am a comic artist and working on some game stuff currently. You can find my past self at Twitter at bmprager.com. You can find an old webcomic at the ashenprincess.com. And you can find the last comic I published at Mountain at Cowhouse Press. And that's me. I'm working on entirely otherwise secret things.
Secret projects.
And tell us about your hero.
Ah, yes. SIEGMANN held, cleric of Lady Moon, the Silver Lady. He's a field medic, been a friend of Octavian's for quite some time, a deep friend. A friend there in the best of times and the worst of times. He would do anything for Octavian. He wishes Octavian would ask him to do more. He
Poor guy.
is a war priest cleric, and has the champion paladin archetype. He will heal everyone and beat up people who hurt his friends, and Octavian will get all of the buffs and be the shining hero we all know he to be.
Fantastic, yeah. And you've got cleric, you got paladin in there. You are the support class. I'm gonna try to kill all of you because this is what happened this day is a tragedy. But SIEGMANN's gonna try his level best to stop me, and I guess we'll see who wins. In addition, so we've got Octavian Errol, chosen hero, scion of the monster-slaying Errol dynasty. SIEGMANN held, his boon companion, his greatest ally. We got a couple other folks here, too. We have the Littles, starting with Die Little. Jade, would you like to tell us about your character?
Yeah, I'm Jade. You can find me pretty much everywhere on the internet at Jade Ox of Rose. Tumblr's probably the best bet these days, which is just a wonderful thing to say in 2024. Come to Tumblr. It's the functional social media website. And you can also hear me on FTL, Follow the Leader. If you don't already listen to it, you should. It's great. But let me talk to you about Dai. Dai has grown up in the shadow of Gabriel the Gold's rise to power, and they're not a young person. They're like closer to 50 than they are 40. And they've had a hard life working the land. That's what they've done, and life has just gotten harder. And when there came word about this Errol guy who was going to actually do something about it, well, there's something about growing up in the shadow of the ruins of what was once a giant village that gives a person ideas about what they're capable of doing. And that's what Dai did. Dai is a giant instinct barbarian carrying a sword that is as wide as they are and 1.5 times as tall. You'd think the Dragon Slayer is an impressive sword. And it is. But let me tell you, the hunk of metal that Dai Little is carrying around is frankly obscene. It has Jotun runes up and down it, and they carry it with an ease that is upsetting to behold. Add to that a few levels, a few fighter tricks. This is somebody that is here to hit you with a very big sword, very hard, and be the ultimate wife guy, gender neutral.
Speaking of wife guys,
I mean, look, SIEGMANN is my best bro. SIEGMANN is the guy. You need a SIEGMANN held in your life. Octavian Errol is an incredible hero, and I would not want to go into battle with anyone else, even if I'm not inviting him around for tea on the weekends. But let me introduce you to my fucking wife.
Speaking of wives, speaking of wife guy, we must see the wife, Cory, Fortune Little.
Hey.
Tell us about yourself. Tell us about this knife wife.
Knife wife. Oh, man. So I'll start off with myself. Hey, folks, I'm Cory. You can find me on Twitter at Endless Musings. You can find me on co-host at Missy Nim. Also, out here for FTL. Everybody, please take some time, go and listen, see what you think. I have in my hands Fortune Little, former Pierrot, traveler amongst the land, settled down with Dai to sort of work the land, keep the village entertained, and do all the tasks that don't necessarily require the heavy lifting. Terrifyingly good with knives. I have a versatile heritage human, main class swashbuckler, an acrobat by trade, with a juggler archetype. The only one that didn't go for a class archetype, I think. As well as a little bit of bardish tricks up her sleeve. Compared to what Dai has, Fortune relies on what she likes to call her favor. One very small, very sharp, and very shiny knife, along with her natural dexterity, quite a lot of maybe undeserved swagger, and just a joie de vivre that you never really want to lack in a party in this situation. The one thing that I made sure that I did for Fortune above all was make her very difficult to render unto death. So we'll see how that holds out here. Very interested to get into the weeds with that, but I'm here for a deadly duo. Let's see about taking down a vampire, shall we?
Oh, fun detail about the Littles is they are not the only legacy ancestors in this group. We know all about the Errols, but if you watch Riddle of Rule, you may remember Sad Jack and Happy Jim. They're the Littles. This is a bloodline that runs true and has some personalities and some names at odds with what they do. Mm-hmm. Here's hoping that Dai and Fortune as names. We'll see. We'll see. It's fine.
We will see.
We're very normal about it.
Mm-hmm.
We're so normal about it.
The group chat was so normal yesterday.
Yeah.
pretty.
I'm out
gnarly.
here for my wife. My grandkid is on the way. Gotta help make Tarandauer a better place for the youth,
Mm-hmm.
for the kids.
All right. Well, in that case, so you have all come together. You know, you've had this long quest where Octavian has gone around, recruited all of you. You know, you've slain a number of Gabriel's greatest lieutenants. He has retreated with his inner circle to Castle Coronant, which looms in the distance. And it is time for you to knock down that door. This is the finale. It's time. Jade, do you have a...
As it's the finale of this epic adventure, does that mean we get to start with 3 hero points?
You would, except
We've been working real
you
hard on
obviously
this season.
spent most of them in the last session fighting the last boss.
Dang.
Oh, don't
so
I,
there's-
as the hero, get to have 5 hero points?
It's been a hard-fought adventure, friends.
Octavian gets 1 extra hero point.
Yes.
I actually want to say also Octavian. So the way that it technically works for your Fortune's Favored, your chosen one ability, is that you basically get to like a fortune effect to re-roll 1 save when you'd like. I'm actually going to tweak that for this kind of bombast. You can spend that to automatically succeed once, but that means if you do that, I get an automatic failure that I can use later.
Spicy.
Okay. Yeah, kind of spicy.
Zach's been playing Blades hacks and is
I've been
going
playing
to Devil's
Blades hacks.
Bargain.
I've been playing Dark
What
Souls.
is this
ready for some
session if
tragedy.
not a devil's bargain?
I actually just SIEGMANN, obviously inspired in part by Sigurd of Katarina. I did just find him in Last Izalith last night.
Did
Poor
you
guy.
save him?
I saved him from those poison guys, but he felt kind of bad about the fact that I keep saving him. So I guess we'll see.
We're all looking for heroic death.
Also found Solaire in Lost Izalith, and that was some real sad shit. But we're not here to talk about what's it called? We're not here,
That's it.
we're not here to talk about.
We're gonna kill a god.
We're here
gonna
to
kill a golden god.
the Gilded One, the vampiric tyrant of Tarandauer. And so, here's the problem. There is a 300-foot stretch of no man's land between the tree line around Castle Coronant and the castle gates. That no man's land is teeming with undead monstrosities. Even if you got an army, most of them would die before they even got the castle gates. But thankfully, you don't need an army. You're a 4-person army. As long as you can get to those gates intact, you think you have a good chance of breaching the castle and finding and defeating Gabriel. And to that end, one of your allies, I'll let you name them, an arcanist and kind of shipwright, has built you the battering wagon. Basically like a warship powered by an arcane engine with a huge conical like drill on the front to break through the gates of Castle Coronant, as long as you can get it unscathed through the hordes. Well, I guess I'll just show you. Welcome to the approach.
Whoa!
Here we
Look
go.
at that.
Mad Max up in this shit.
Oh, it's moving!
Extremely cool.
Yes, indeed. So, here's how this is going to work. I'm going to show you have 300 feet left before you reach Castle Coronant's gate. We're going to roll initiative. At the beginning of each round, you are going to roll a d20, and that will determine what of the various forces that populate this no man's land will have latched onto your car. Unfortunately, none of you are very technically savvy. So you are not super well equipped to fix it if it is damaged, because they're going to try to stop the car.
Oh, don't you worry. Lady Moon provides.
Lady Moon provides. The cart moves 50 feet around. So as long as you stay moving at full speed, you will get to the castle gates in 6 rounds. So with that in mind, let's roll initiative. I'm going to set you all on the combat tracker. You can all roll initiative.
Okay. Time for my swaggering initiative to take place, by the by. So...
do my... like a demoralized check, make everyone frightened as fuck.
Your battle cry?
My battle cry.
Sure. Whew. Yeah, you can roll. You can use an intimidation for your initiative, and we'll apply that as a demoralize to the first thing that jumps onto the car.
Okay.
Onto the battering wagon.
You'll be delighted to know after all of our efforts, I just had a bunch of dice.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Excellent.
Okay, let me see. Can I add... Unfortunately, this is not as... what's that mean? Okay, no, that's not useful. There we go. Okay. Unfortunately, I can't, like... What's the word? Add, like, non-actors to it. So we'll play it as it is. We're using Foundry this season, which is very cool, but also much fiddlier in certain ways than Roll20, at least for a kind of journeyman like myself. But let's get into it. The encounter begins. It's probably Octavian's turn, but at the beginning of the round, we roll the reinforcement table. Can somebody roll on the reinforcement table for me? Just roll a d20.
1d20 in.
9. Okay. All right. So creeping roots and grasping hands latch onto the wagon. No monsters have arrived yet, but roots. You see, there's like necromantic animated like zombie hands just start like plunging out of the ground. This place is just an absolute like abattoir of bodies, and they begin to like kind of cling to the wagon. Nothing is doing damage yet, but if you can't get these hands off of the wagon, your speed will be reduced by 20 feet. Basically, there's you need 4 successes to get the hands off. Each success that you get reduces the penalty by 5 feet. So Octavian, you are... How does this look also? Because none of you... This is kind of like your Arcanist friend pointed the car there and just said, gun it. None of you are like... none of you are even, I think, trained in crafting to like really understand the device that you're piloting.
This is entirely an act of faith.
I'm professionally untrained in things.
You are professionally untrained.
I think a couple of us have untrained improvisation.
Yeah, very true. So like, what is it? Yeah, what does it look like as we? I think there's the tree line, and then suddenly, as the battering wagon just starts barreling down the no man's land. Where is everybody on the ship?
Aye.
Aha.
Well, SIEGMANN is at the front. Not piloting, of course. No, that would be foolish. SIEGMANN is at the front, 1 foot above on the engine, looking forward.
Just like,
Amazing.
kind of just peering at what you have left to defeat.
Our friend Jack Stone wouldn't send us in with a faulty device. We'll make it through.
Fantastic. And Octavian, where are you?
I'm bringing up the rear, and I'm just pacing back and forth across the back, kind of more like a big angry cat than anything.
Fantastic. Cool. Sweet. So that's we'll say it's Octavian's turn first. Well, we don't have to say that. It is Octavian's turn first, and then we'll show where everyone else is as we go through. Octavian, what do? You could attempt to. It's a 2-action activity to attempt to pry or remove some of these hands.
Yeah, I would just like to start just clawing at it and getting it free, however best
Cool.
I can.
So for this one, it's you can do athletics, thievery, or an attack roll.
Would I be able to swing my sword at it, or should I do an unarmed attack?
Yeah, you could definitely use your sword
Let's.
because you're just hacking these things off of the ship.
Well, yeah. Of course, I'm going to swing my sword. Let's go. 42 to hit.
42 is a critical success. You manage to reduce the penalty by 10 as you fully cleave half of the shit off of the ship. These gnarled vines that come twisting into the wheels, and you just what does it look like? Are you using it like fighting forms, or are you just using it like a barnacle scrape?
Oh, I think it's definitely. Well, I had it swinging at two-handed, but just kind of going at it and just kind of going, just shearing through it. More like, it looks like an oar movement, but just kind of barnacle scraper meets oars, and just shearing through the vines clinging to the side.
Hell yeah. All right. Oops, still got you set as Cory character instead of Fortune.
Ah, yes. Cory character, my character.
Your character.
I was so mean.
Fortune, you are next. What are you doing on the battering wagon as we begin?
Have these creatures shown a capacity for being able to be distracted in the past?
Well, some undead certainly have the mental capacity to have attention spans. Right now, there's no creatures on the ship. It's just grasping vines and undead hands like plunging out of the ground.
Oh, there's basically things that I cannot distract with a cool dance. That's what we're getting at.
Unfortunately, yeah. Not
Sad. Well, that's fine. I have a knife and I'll use it, I think. So
sounds good.
I'll move myself towards the edge here. Take a little check outside the window while I'm at it. And with a flash of steel, do our first deployment of Fortune's Favor. So here comes a strike. Woo!
Oh, yeah!
Spicy 20.
And
That's
there-
my wife!
And there we are.
My wife!
So between the two of you, you just fully cleanse the battering wagon of any of these gnarled they were getting tangled in the wheels, like clinging to the bottom like barnacles, and you just boom, the two of you with your flashing blades make short work of them, leaving you clean going into the next round. So that's great for you for this one. What kind of style do you use as you're doing this?
So the type of swashbuckler that Fortune is a battle dancer. So every move has grace and also is not eminently clear. It's a dance of blades, in other words. With this one knife, it's not so impressive, but just you wait till she gets more in her hands.
Sure. Cool. Well, that means that the ship is unaffected for the rest of the round. SIEGMANN, you're free and clear if you want to use your turn for buffing or just chilling.
Well, I often do say Lady Moon provides. And I think I have just the trick to keep us secure for this ride. And SIEGMANN is going to clap his hands together, pulling out a moon that begins to engulf, an illusionary moon that it begins to engulf the battle wagon, as I create a blessed boundary around us that everything will have to come through.
Nice.
Holy shit.
So
Whoa.
I do get to make this smaller, it says. I would like this to be the size of the battle wagon and not dramatically larger.
Okay. That's not too hard. I think we would just place a second burst. It's like a 30-foot burst.
Yeah, perfect. That is exactly the size. SIEGMANN casts that, and then he turns over to Octavian, says, "This is it, my friend. This is what everything's been leading to. Be ready for everything. And I sanctify the armament. Your sword is now sanctified. You should apply that effect to your character. You're gonna do 2d6 additional spirit damage to unholy creatures. With every attack. For the next hour.
Holy shit.
And
Cool.
I can apply that every hour.
Cool. Die, that is you.
The sides of the battle wagon, are they like closed? Are we like encased? Are there windows, or is it like open on the side?
It is like open. You're basically it's very much like a boat. You're like on the deck of a boat, except there's not really a below decks. It's it's like because it's like all all mechanics and engines and stuff underneath you, and like arcane technologies.
Sick.
Yeah, this boat probably was it John Stone? You said
Jack Stone.
Jack Stone.
Jax.
Probably a lot of it was built from like ancient technology. There was this like hyper technologically advanced civilization called the Astrag Empire. A few thousand years ago, and this is probably built from salvaged technology from that people.
Cool. I'm going to move down to the back of the boat next to all this fun sparking stuff, and perch up on one of what looks like a power cell of some kind.
Yeah.
Di doesn't know. Di is unbothered by the electrical field coming off as their hair sort of starts to float up around them a little bit as they go into a rage and pull out Fang. Fun fact, Fang is the same in multiple languages. Love that. And it's just there on the back of the boat stood and will like bounce the tip of the blade on the floor like a batter getting ready to go. Just like getting ready to swing on the first motherfucker that decides to jump up at the back of the boat.
Hell yeah. I do got a question.
Oh, and as I rage, I activate my Mighty Rage ability, in which case is come and get me. Until my rage ends, I'm off guard, and damage rolls against me gain a +2 circumstance bonus. However, if a creature hits me, that creature is off guard to me.
Oh,
and
my.
I gain my my vengeful strike. Anyone that hits me while I'm under the effect of come and get me, I immediately get to hit them as a reaction.
Holy shit.
Come and get me.
Hell yeah.
And I think Di doesn't get physically bigger when they rage, but it's sort of like there's this presence about them that, like, there's that guy in the bar who you're just like, that motherfucker could start a fight, could buy everybody a drink, but everyone is sort of aware. It's that approach, just like, oh, that's somebody who can do something.
Sure. Hell yeah. Yeah, and so Di, like, you get all this kind of energy. You are raging. The round ends. You are now 250 feet from the thing. And I'm just gonna hit the reinforcement table, see if it works the way that I think it should. There we go.
Ooh.
Nice.
Okay. So unfortunately, the roll part did not work. I need somebody to roll a D4 for me.
I can handle that.
Yes.
Excellent.
Oh
More
no,
monsters
my least
to
favorite
defeat.
enemy, 4 of them.
Yes. So a number of grave knights.
Oh, dear.
Well,
4 grave knights.
I turn away from the screen and I'm like, wow.
that's most excellent. They all need to make a save.
They all need to make saves. Yep. Pretty. Yeah. 2 of them leap next to Di because Di is been like, hey, come get me, motherfuckers. And the other 2 jump on the front of the boat. And a DC.
Oh, they're all question
Excellent.
marks.
That's fun.
Critical
So,
failure.
let me roll the
Yeah.
force damage.
Okay.
So that's 29 force damage. creatures that have failed take the full damage, and are pushed 10 feet in a direction of my choice. I pushed them off the wagon.
Yeah.
The one that has critically failed takes double the damage, and is pushed 20 feet off of the wagon.
Bye.
Okay.
The one that succeeded takes half and is not pushed.
Okay, so this guy jumps on the wagon, immediately flies far enough away that he cannot. He just, goes away. That guy's not a problem.
Like it's
The other two guys, I'm going to let them as they get tossed back 10 feet. I'm going to let them roll an additional reflex save to see if they can grab an edge. They're going to take. So they both take the full damage. Boom. And then I'm going to have them both roll reflex saves. It's a 30. Okay. It's a 38. Okay. The one who rolls a 30, not able to do it. The one who rolls a 38 manages to catch onto and is on the wheel well, kind of running backwards like a log roller, but has managed to breach the thing. And the other guy, he takes half damage, right?
Indeed.
All right. Good fucking yeah, hell yeah. Okay, so that was a very smart thing that you did casting that spell, SIEGMANN, because now there's only 2 of these guys instead of 4 of them.
On the contrary, I don't believe it was smart. I believe it was wise.
SIEGMANN, my friend, I knew you had a gift for comedy, but did you have to leave one of them in between the both of us?
This is just like that time we took on those flying devil bats. And you had to jump on my back and backflip between both of them.
Really? You ask too much.
Octavian, it's the top of the round, and these 2 guys jump onto the boat. 2 more get and just are they're not hurt. They're not killed by this, but you're moving fast enough that they're not able to keep up because these are heavily armored knights. Octavian, it is your turn.
All right, I'd like to approach this guy that's standing just right there.
Okay.
And then I'd like to go ahead and do an intimidating strike so he can be scared by me next time.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, yeah, you crit on this dude.
Does a 46
Yeah, it absolutely 46 is a crit. And it actually, that was sick. It automatically applied the fear.
Look at this little guy.
That's super
Most
cool.
excellent.
Yeah.
God, I love Foundry.
It's fucking sick.
Okay. I did. Alright, well, it will count as my frightened after the fact. For my next attack. But let me...
Yeah, though you moved and then struck, so I think you're...
Correct, yes. But it will remain... well, it's frightened too,
Yeah,
because it was a critical hit.
It's gonna stay frightened.
Yeah, so my next round, if he's still here, Die, I'm counting on you to fully eviscerate this dude.
That's 7...
Unless 76 did it.
I don't think it'll kill him, but he is badly wounded. As you just stroll...
I see the blood splatter.
Yes, oh yeah, that's
And
another...
that is holy spirit damage.
Oh boy, this guy I don't think has... I mean, he takes the holy damage, but it does not take additional damage from it. It doesn't have a weakness to it.
Very well.
But you fucking blast him, and he is looking rough. He goes, Errol, your campaign is at an end.
I'm so not frightened by what you're attempting to do right now.
Fantastic. Fortune, that is you.
Okay. Going to attempt to do a vexing tumble. Just to get my special class resource up and running. Here we go. Vexing tumble. This class feed here. So I will need to move half my speed and roll an acrobatics check as I pass by, in hoping that it doesn't trigger any reactions. We'll see how well that works out in practice. What I'm going to do is just do a quick little dance from here to here. 10 feet, but passing within, or 15 feet rather. I forgot Pathfinder diagonals. But passing within reach.
Oh, began in or enter during... Okay, so you don't even have to tumble through him. That's wild. So he will get an attack of opportunity on you.
I have to do an acrobatics check as part of this, so let's see if I trigger those reactions first.
Oh, if you credit the... Oh, even if you succeed, it doesn't credit... Wow. Okay.
It's essentially tumbling through, but going around. So that's the vexing part.
That is vexing. Okay, cool.
I am, should mention, a master in acrobatics, so let's see how well this goes, shall we? It's against their their reflex DC, so here we go.
Cool.
Oh. Well, speak big, get hit.
So 29
Yep.
against the Grave Knight's reflex DC
I hope it's 4.
is a success.
That's a 2 on the dice, baby.
These guys are level 10.
That's true. Yes.
They're the weakest of the monsters that could jump on the battle wagon.
I remember when the Grave Knights were our gravest enemy.
Yeah. Like at one point you fought one Grave Knight and it was terrifying, and now these guys are just chumps that are jumping on your carriage. Fucking hell yeah! So Ugan Pranash, he does not get to use his thing. And now you're gleaming a little bit. I love all the animations in this thing.
It's fun.
I think it's time for a little demonstration. How about you? Now that I've done this vexing tumble,
that was just
I'm going to start the juggling.
Holy shit.
There is a reason for this. It's not just for sillies, although I do like it a lot. So, when I juggle...
It's a little for the sillies.
It is a little for the sillies, that is true. It's always a little for the sillies of fortune. When I juggle, I can juggle up to 4 things in one hand. If I juggle 3 things, then I technically have a free hand. So, not only am I juggling a Fortune's Favor, the key weapon here, I will also grab a bottle of Bottled Sunlight, moderate, and have that up in my hands.
Holy shit.
Yeah, as a juggler, I have Quick Juggle, which allows me to do 2 items every time I do a juggle. So, I'm going to be doing a lot of this. And
cool. So you begin juggling your knife in a bottled lightning.
Glowing, wonderful, beautiful. With the knife in particular, because it's got some special tricks up its sleeve, I'm going to take aim. And I'm not going to bother with a finisher at the moment. I'm just going to throw. So, the nice thing is I have Flying Blade, which allows me to do my precise strikes on a thrown agile finesse weapon. So let's see if I hit first.
Hot damn.
My life!
20.
It's a 47. 20 on the die. It's a critical by a number of metrics.
Look at us. Look at us. Who would have thought?
You're at the end of your campaign, so you better be
no kidding.
Cool.
I know, but that's also like the second crit for Fortune.
I'm wasting all of my luck up front.
Makes you look real cool
It
at
does.
the beginning.
Makes you look extremely cool.
It really does.
All right, let's see how that crit turns out, shall we?
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, so the nice thing about Fortune's Favor is, 1, it's a returning weapon, so it'll come back to me after I throw it. 2, this is a brilliant weapon, so there's some extra dice that are going to be added on.
Oh my god.
Here we go. I used one of my starting item, gets on this one, so...
That's so much damage from a one knife!
So I'd like to list the damage types for everyone here. I have
Quite excellent.
Piercing damage. It's precision damage plus 5. I've got fire damage, and I believe it's vitality damage.
That is
for
vitality
it being
damage.
a brilliant weapon, and for this one, I'm presuming being undead. And then it also has bleed damage from the crit specialization.
So he takes that 42. He rolls that fortitude save. Succeeds against the fortitude save. Is not blinded as your fucking lightsaber dagger, like a bolt of light, slams into his chest. He goes, "Ugh!" And then it flickers back into your hand with this brilliant flash of light. Holy shit! This guy's looking pretty hurt.
Right on target.
He's not bloodied, but he's definitely hurt. All right, but it is now his turn, and he goes, We are the hands of the Gilded One. You will not breach his home. And he is going to send out a devastating blast. Let's see how his cone. How's that cone gonna go?
How'd the cone go though?
Okay, so he's gonna first move down a little bit, and then he's gonna cone. He's gonna blast SIEGMANN and Fortune. I need you to both make Fortune. What's the word? Reflex saves. As he deals 40 cold damage.
Okay, there's the stakes. I love being a swashbuckler on this occasion. Let's see if this holds out how I hope it will.
Ooh.
So you crit against it.
Look at that.
You both crit. Holy shit.
That's evasion right there, actually.
Yes, so that's evasion for you. SIEGMANN crits automatically.
Indeed.
Old man move.
Nice.
But the battering wagon, 23 damage.
Gotcha.
Is that taking into account any hardness it might have?
That is taking, it's automatically applying it. Okay, so I don't even have to change it. There we go. 23
Nice.
damage. So the battering wagon.
Do we know? I said, do we know how much our wagon can take, or is this just us being
so it
like,
takes-
I don't know?
The wagon can take 300. It has 300 hit points. It becomes broken and half speed at 150.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So that's that guy's turn. SIEGMANN.
SIEGMANN, holding the Reaper's Crescent, steps proudly up to this creature and says, "Back to death, let Lady Moon take you," and is going to attack with the Reaper's Crescent. Lady Moon's chosen weapon. And I believe I'm targeting, so let us strike.
You ever imagine what Sailor Moon would be like, but as an older, cleric dude in a fantasy setting? This is it.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah. That is a hit. 38 against this guy's AC. Roll damage.
Excellent. That's 14 damage. And as part of this, I am, of course, gaining 7 temporary HP. Now let me see something. Yes. Fortune, you are within 10 feet of me. I don't gain the 7 temporary HP. You do.
Gladly taken.
The moon provides. And with my final action, I shall raise my shield.
Hell yeah. All right. Die, it's you.
Alrighty. I was just checking to see if my reach is increased by having a large weapon, but I don't think it is.
No, not unless you increase in size.
Yeah. Which is fine, in which case I would love to instead pivot in place, step, and then targeting the Grave Knight, I wheel Fang over my head, bracing the back of it on one hand. Like a lot of great swords, the bottom section of the blade is actually dulled, so you can manipulate it past the crossguard. And I just come up with this vicious-looking uppercut as I attempt a vicious swing.
Hell yeah. That's fucking crit as well.
Lovely.
It's so you roll a 43 to hit, 108 damage, slashing and force. This guy just goes flying off the side and is dead.
Fist bump with
I
die.
think it looks. Yeah, absolutely. I pull Fang up through this grave knight, just like full on bisecting, and the pieces go flying backwards, and then I just look at Die, just like, I look at Octavius, just like the most delicate little fist bump.
Yes, and that grave knight, of course, will rejuvenate over the course of the next 10 days, but that doesn't matter.
Good for him.
Good for
Oh,
him.
we don't need 10 days for this.
Yeah, of course he will.
All right. Wait, you have one action left, right?
No, a vicious swing is 2 actions.
Cool. Okay, so that's your turn.
Yes.
Let's do another reinforcement roll. Somebody else want to roll a d20?
I'm happy to roll it.
Hell yeah.
1.
Ah, a natural 1.
No reinforcements join the fray.
Oh, hey.
Wonderful.
Vomit down the
Yes,
pipe.
it's a
The
one.
best natural one you can
It's
ask
a 1
for.
for them, because
Yeah.
it's their table.
Bwahahaha!
Hell yeah. Octavian, that is your turn. There's currently only one enemy on the field. Oh, and
Yeah.
sorry, you only have 200 feet left.
Woohoo!
You are
Very
a third of the
nice.
way down, like through the field.
I just cannot get over this blood smear on the map. This
It's
Yes.
feels
great.
so much fun.
The blood smatters, I believe, are proportional to the amount of damage you do to the
That
enemy.
is such a huge blood smear.
You did just kind of like cleave a knight in twain, so.
You splatted that dude.
Okay, I'm gonna come in here right next to my good friend. And I'm gonna just hit him.
Cool. So you're just swinging on the Grave Knight.
Yep, I'm just gonna swing on the Grave Knight.
36 will hit.
Excellent. And I'm gonna go ahead, roll my damage. I have my additional custom damage for the sanctifying still remaining.
Indeed.
32.
Fantastic. He takes 32 damage. Poof. He is looking rough. That's not that crazy. That's not 108 crit damage.
It's not.
But it hurt. Sure hurt. I think you have one action left.
But yeah, I do. Let's go ahead and just hit him again.
Hell yeah.
He turns to the side and then comes back.
Yeah.
A fine swing.
Yeah, that's another 38 second hit.
For an additional 31 damage.
Wow.
Boom. That guy is near death. He's looking rough. Fortune, can you bring it home before this guy gets a turn?
Sorry, Octavian. But the glory goes to the one who lands the killing blow.
Kill stealer.
Let's take
Say that as if I'm here to hoard the glory.
Well, I gotta keep you a little competitive, you know?
Careful now, Fortune. This is all our victory.
Oh, don't you worry. I'm going to queue up, because Panache drops at the end of encounters, and it's also meant to be used freely in between.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna throw in a confident finisher, just for, fun.
Sure. Hell yeah.
Catching the knife in the air, kneeling down, will be lashed out sort of in an underhand stance. A little flare. Fortune's favor.
35 will hit.
Nice. And it should automatically account for the finisher damage now. So as part of the confident finisher, I get a 5d6 instead of a +5 in terms of precision damage. So let's see how this looks, shall we?
Many times.
It's a lot of dice.
Lots of little tiny dice.
Yeah, you slam 35 damage between vital damage, fire damage, and piercing damage into this Grave Knight. He is barely standing. He is near death, but he is still alive.
Tut tut. Holding on a little too strongly there, I'd say.
But that was, I think, a finisher is just one action, so you are...
Yep. Still got one more in the queue. And you know what? I am going to step up to make this personal. Since I can do that as a free action after doing a finisher.
Indeed.
Oh, yeah.
All right. We'll do the dirty work up close. Here comes a second attack.
Fortunately, now
That with it.
Nat 1 ain't gonna do it.
No! Well, this is the life of a clown.
Ha! A clown! That's what you are.
A little physical comedy for the road.
Ah, yes. Yes, I can do it. I can win.
Octavian looks at the blood splatter that was his other companion and be like, mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's just gonna go wild. One great sword slash, and then 2 punches. He's just gonna go hog wild on Octavian.
Fiend!
Oof. A little mist icon coming up. How satisfying.
Whoa! Yeah,
That's rough, bud.
that's a level difference.
What were you gonna say? I'm sorry, were you coming for me?
Fuck.
Or are you seeing double? And there's another of me over there.
He takes 6 damage at the end of his turn. Manages to stop taking the damage. He is... Oh my god, he is so low. He is on
Excellent.
death's door. He has 1 HP.
It's
Wow.
so persistent.
Please.
Siegmund.
Foul thing! No one insults fortune by calling them a clown but me! And how dare you attack Octavian? No, this shall be your last breath. You may think you'll regenerate, but when your master is slain, oh ho! Back to the shadow! And, let's strike!
Hell yeah.
Banish him to the shadow realm.
Unfortunately, a 26 will miss.
That was not a 26.
Ooh, you-
Oh no. With a hero point, Octavian rolls a 26.
That's the second time that's happened in the last week for me. That's incredible.
Indeed.
This happens to me like constantly. It's so funny every time.
Octavian, however, is not
I'm
quite done.
Octavian.
Excuse
You're
me.
Siegmund.
Siegmann is not quite done acting on behalf of Octavian. And strikes out again with
you
an
see Siegmund
agile
doing
weapon, so it is only -4.
Yes, that's very true. Yeah, that'll fucking do it.
And that is a 36.
Woo! Little 2-take Siegmann.
Hell yeah, roll some damage.
Beautiful.
Dude takes it. Dude's destroyed. He goes, "Ugh," and just falls, and his body just rolls down off of the battering wagon.
Ah. Well. Looks like we're getting closer.
My commendations for the show.
With that, Siegmund's gonna clap both of you on the back with their final action.
Hell yeah.
Free action for camaraderie.
Di, you doing anything over there?
No, it took a full action.
So, you know how in the Scream movies, he does like, the Ghostface does like the blade wipe?
Mm-hmm.
I want you to imagine that but with a ridiculously large sword, so it's literally like rested in the crook of the arm. And just like... It's just it's purely theatre. Like, you spend 20 years married to a clown, you learn a few things. It's just prop comedy at this point. Gallagher's got nothing on Di and their very big sword. But yeah, wipes off some of the blood and just sort of spins it a little in their hands, like ready to go.
Cool. Fantastic. And thankfully, even though there's no enemies on here, there's definitely enemies you can perceive, so your rage does not end.
Sweet.
Cool. At the end of the round, you have 150 feet left. You are halfway there. Let's roll a d20 on the reinforcement table.
I'll do it this time as I didn't need to roll anything in my go. That's a 4 on the reinforcements table.
4. Very lucky. Another round with no. All right. Does anybody do anything on this round?
Do we want to maybe spread back out?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I moved to the center to have an ideal look on everyone, keeping my shield raised.
Alrighty.
Stay sharp, everyone. None of you have taken damage, have you?
Not yet.
Oh, no, perfectly all right, thanks to you. I'll do something a little fun in case it comes up.
Okay.
I'm going to hit everyone with a rallying anthem.
Ooh.
So everyone gets a, for the next round at least, a +1 status bonus to AC and saving throws, and resistance equal to half the spell's rank to physical damage, which in this case would just be 3.
Hell yeah.
So everyone gets to put that on, because otherwise it would be in a 60-foot emanation, and I'm not dropping that on the map.
That brings my AC to 39.
Yep. I have a couple of other things that I'll do as well. I'm going to do a Dirge of Doom in case something decides to pop up.
So, unfortunately, unless you have a specific high-level bard feat, you can't do multiple.
Concentrate.
Well, no. It's a composition cantrip. You can only have one composition active at a time, unless you're like
Alas,
high
okay,
level
yeah,
bard.
then I'll not do that. But I will do something else, which is just to say I'm going to shield.
Cool.
Thankfully, although normally with low-level jugglers you have to spend an action to continue juggling, I have focused juggling, which means I can just keep doing the thing with Fortune's Favor and the Bottled Sunlight. I don't have to worry about maintaining those.
I just got distracted
Absolutely
by an
wild.
animation.
Mhm.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm. No,
That's
there's...
fair.
Yeah, Foundry. Animations from this are from JB2A, Jules and Ben's animated assets.
Thanks, Jules and
Patreon.
Ben.
I'm a patron of theirs. Thanks, Jules and Ben. This shit looks sick.
It's real cool.
So a round passes, and I need somebody to roll. You are 100 feet away. I need you all to roll on the table.
Who's rolling this time?
I can do it.
I'll do the honors again.
Alrighty.
Here we go.
My goodness.
You are extremely lucky.
My demoralized check
it's in the name after
really just keeping them all away from us.
Yeah.
Well, chopping a man in half probably also helped.
Yeah.
And who wants to rush? Who wants to jump through a shield?
Honestly, I think for these last 100 feet, I think things are getting thicker. Let's have one more roll.
Okay.
Fair.
Coming up.
I have it primed and ready.
Ah, there we
11.
are.
An 11. Ooh. Mab, roll me a D2.
No.
Big numbers.
Did you say no?
Yeah.
I refuse.
You can't make me.
Okay.
It's a 2.
2.
Mab, not Mab.
I'm like, yes.
So,
What did I do?
a swarm of,
Ew.
like, primordial skulls and a white commander leap onto the wagon as you move through.
This is some
Well,
Magic the
they
Gathering
attempt
shit.
to
They
leap onto
they
the wagon.
attempt to leap onto the wagon. Let's roll some. What's the DC for the spell? What spell was this again?
Well, this is the spell Blessed Boundary, and the DC is 33.
33. Okay. Let's see if these guys can make it. So the Feral Skull Swarm rolls a 33. That's a success.
Indeed.
And the White Commander rolls a 32. Oh! So the Skull Swarm is going to take half, right?
Indeed. 15 force damage to them, and
the White Commander takes the full amount.
they are pushed 10 feet back.
All right, he's gonna roll another reflex save to try to grab an edge. 37 manages to. No, you're not getting rid of me that easily. As these two enemies join the initiative, but it is once more no one's higher on the initiative than Octavian. As these guys jump on a swarm of like animated skulls of like megafauna, just start like rattling and chopping their way on to the ship, the batter wagon. It is Octavian Errol's turn.
Okay, I would like to glimpse the vulnerability of this weird collection of skulls,
Oh yeah.
which is one of my thaumaturge abilities.
Mhm.
The effect is I glimpse a hidden vulnerability and then strengthen it to aid me. I select a creature I can see and glimpse the vulnerability, and the target gains weakness 2 against my unarmed and weapon strikes.
Holy shit. Okay, cool. This thing now has weakness 2 to your weapon strikes.
Nice.
Okay, and then
What is your implement, by the way? Your thaumaturge implement.
it's my big sword.
Your big sword.
I couldn't, for the life of me, I could not figure out how to make my weapons magical because it kept saying no and rejecting all of my changes. So I gave up. So I have a normal bastard sword. And I stopped caring. So
Fair enough.
it wouldn't work, and it was late, and I was just like, I'm going to bed.
That's a mood.
Then I'm just gonna go ahead and
That's a critical hit.
Nice. Well done.
46. 46 for the record.
46. Roll my critical damage.
Feral Skull Swarm is my favorite indie punk band. I've got to say.
And that's gonna take 88 points of damage.
Noise.
And
88 points of
the
damage.
target is off guard until the start of my next turn.
This thing is you like just smash up this swarm of bones and skulls. It's looking like cracked and battered. These things are not feeling good. Fortune, that is you.
Oh, I don't like being next to these bone rattlers. I think it's time for me to get a move on. So I'm going to do a funny little vexing tumble again. See if I can regain my panache. So here comes the words.
I don't like to give the French too much credit, but panache really is an incredible word.
It truly is.
It fits in the mouth in just the right way.
It's good. It feels good to say. And it isn't
nice speech.
spelled in a stupid way, unlike so many French words.
Me double
It has a
checking my
delightful
speech to make sure.
taste.
Okay. So I should go 5, 10... So 10 feet this way, then 15 diagonally down that way. And... Oop, please, sir. I believe in you. 15.
Yes,
and then I'm
wife.
going to dance back over towards SIEGMANN here for 20.
Incredible.
Alright, reflex DC. Here comes the acrobatics check against both of them. Assuming I was in reach of the swarm.
Not technically.
Yeah, the swarms I know are a little silly, but at least I passed by the other man.
Yeah, swarms don't have reach. They go. They
Engulf you, I think,
They
right?
engulf you, yeah. But 38 against the white commander is a success.
Wonderful. Panache, come back to me, please. There is an effect that I forgot to do
Panache.
the first time.
Great
As part of
panache.
having panache.
There is the Great Clown Panache joke that we can
Yeah,
make somewhere in
it's
here.
me, the Great Clown Panache. Okay, sorry, I've got some effects I need to remove as well. Inspire Defense no longer applies, neither does Shield. In the thing that I forgot to do last time is that as a part of gaining panache, I actually do also have something called Vivacious Bravado. So I get some temp HP.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Let me apply that to myself as well.
Pretty gnarly.
18 temp HP from Vivacious Bravado. It happens every time I pick up panache. That's when it instantiates. It lasts until, I think, the start of my next turn, if I'm not mistaken. Something like that. Here it is, for reference, so people can see the text.
Indeed.
Yeah, here we go. That lasts until the start of my next turn, so equal to level plus charisma, which I have quite a lot of, both.
Yeah, we got 18 of it. It's pretty sick.
Okay, now that I've done that vexing tumble, I'm going to start throwing some knives, shall we? Another funny thing that I get as a juggler, by the way, and I'm really having fun with this archetype. So, like I said, I think before, the first time I actually throw a knife, or any weapon, really, I can actually keep people off guard. That's lobbed attack for that very first hit. So, it's within the weapon's normal range increment. For daggers, that's just 10 feet. If I had darts, it would have been a little more potent, but...
There's also throwing knives, which have a range of 20 feet.
If only I thought that far ahead. Well, that's fine. I can use these close up, so that's the important part. Since this feat has never been used in the company of these targets, this target is off guard against its attack.
Fucking sick.
So
Not
here
bad.
comes one strike from Fortune's favor.
20. You roll a 29. He goes, whew, and you do not hit him.
Alas, a 2. That's okay.
Alas, a
I'll
2.
just go for another throw.
Yeah, and he, even though he's off guard, you missed by more than 2.
Yeah, that is a shame.
If I didn't know you better, Fortune, I'd think you were not taking this seriously.
Oh, it's fine. This is the chaff.
That will hit. 38.
Got to poke him when it's unexpected, you see? Beautiful dice. Wonderful dice.
One's shiny.
25, pretty solid. Boom. Dude's looking hurt. Is that the end of your
That's
turn?
consistent. Yep, that's me. Tumble, throw.
All right, next is the Feral Skull Swarm, who is going to move down to engulf Octavian and SIEGMANN.
This art is incredible for the Feral Skull Swarm. It really
Yes,
does look
this
great.
this was from Bestiary 3. This art is from the Bestiary Foundry, and Paizo put together an art pack so that you get token art for every single creature that has been in all 3 of the Bestiaries. It's pretty sick.
Very cool.
This guy unleashes a frightening howl. I need everybody to make a will save. You can just click the will button on the in the chat, and it'll automatically tell you how well it works.
I
Ooh,
do have
here we go.
something about not being frightened.
That is a failure, SIEGMANN. Die and Fortune both get rolled successes, then I still need a roll from Octavian.
Hell yeah.
I know I have something.
It'll probably already
About-
be procced when you do it. If you've got...
If you are a fighter,
Yeah.
brave.
a success against a fear
That's what
effect
it
is a
is.
critical success.
Yeah, that will
for
be
you.
on there anyway
Thank
in
you.
the same way like it is on SIEGMANN's.
Okay.
Cool.
That's a 19 on the die.
Yep, that's a critical success, made critical by your bravery. So everybody except SIEGMANN is unaffected. SIEGMANN, you are frightened 2.
I think you might find I am frightened 1.
Ooh.
You see, SIEGMANN carries an aura of courage, and whenever I become frightened, I reduce the condition by 1 to a minimum of 0.
Let's go.
And if any of you get frightened, at the end of my turn, it also reduces yours.
Hell
But
yeah.
you're fine. It's only me.
Right now it's
You're a
over
friend
to
to all of us.
And then with its final action, it unleashes a feral gnaw. I need everybody to make I need SIEGMANN and Octavian to make reflex saves against its biting, chomping teeth. Cool, that is a success, and then a critical success. So SIEGMANN, you're going to take half damage.
All right.
For that 26, you'll take that 13.
All right, I'm applying it to myself.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I must select myself, I suppose. There we are.
All right, SIEGMANN, you've taken 12 damage. First damage of the night. Took a while.
Ah! Lovely! A field of bones!
Incredible. It says, yes, yes, we will destroy you. And this guy's going to run over and swing his sword at the engine.
Oh, man.
This is the White Commander. That is a hit and a miss. Second hit does not connect as he deals... He rolls 20 damage against the battering wagon, and so thus deals 3 damage.
This guy.
Foul knave!
And that is his turn. SIEGMANN.
SIEGMANN is unhappy with these things. He doesn't like them. I don't like these bones. And I don't like how you insult Our Lady, the Moon, by being here. And you, Bone Pile, show Octavian respect. And SIEGMANN is going to cast a little bit of divine wrath on all of
Love
them.
that.
Very nice.
Oh yeah.
Now, the DC here is 31, as I am frightened 1. And this is holy spirit damage that only targets enemies.
Oh yeah.
32 if it hits.
Okay, looks like the white commander got a critical success, and the feral skull swarm just got a standard success.
Dang.
So it takes half damage.
It takes half damage indeed, but it appears to be a swarm. I'm curious.
Oh yeah, this is area. It's an area of effect. It's a burst.
It is, and I don't know if they are weak to holy damage, but
They are unholy. They're not. I'm not seeing a weakness holy damage, but they do have a weakness 10 to area of effect damage.
Nice.
Nice.
Takes additional 10 damage.
Beautiful.
well, in addition to that, I will also strike out at this creature with my crescent.
No!
Oh god!
No. No.
Whip, but unfortunately, do not.
Silver Lady, protect me.
Ah, you'll get him next time. Transient like the phases of the moon, right?
I'm no longer frightened.
You are no longer frightened.
Pissed off.
Oh!
All right, Die, that is you.
Oh, somebody's come over to play. I will step up. I genuinely thought it was white as in the color, which was why I made the Magic the Gathering reference.
I didn't even hear that.
Oh, okay.
But no. Yeah, so let's attempt just a regular old strike with Fang. That is a 39 to hit.
That's gonna hit.
Marvelous. Let's do a little damage on that bad boy. You love to roll a d12 for damage. You especially love when there's 3
Oh,
of
yeah.
them.
I love it.
Boom.
Beautiful.
Dude takes 53
Truly.
damage, just looking rough.
And I'm going to follow up with a brutish shove. Using the momentum of my last attack to throw my weight into another, I make the opponent stumble back. Oh, so I'll attempt to strike again.
That's
For
another
a
full
40.
hit. Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
You mean fantastic?
I do mean fantastic. You're right, and you should say it. So that's another 42 points of damage. You still up?
And he gets knocked back 5 feet. In which direction?
Away from the engine, please. Like, I want to pull him behind me and put him between me and Fortune,
Okay.
because my wife knows how to make use
So you
of this.
bash him over off to the side. He was looking badly injured. The feral skull swarm is near death, but it's the top of a new round, which means we're going to roll twice on the encounter table.
What round are we on now?
You are. This is round
4? 3?
6.
4? 6? Fuck me.
6.
Way, we're
This,
50
I
feet
believe
away.
that makes this the last round
Yeah, we're
before we
50
arrive.
We're almost there.
Sick
Let's
as
go.
hell.
You're 50 feet away. So, even if you don't defeat all the enemies at the end of this round, you will smash through into the into the area. Let's get 2 d20 rolls.
I'll take one.
I got the other.
Nice.
1.
Another one.
Hell yeah.
Hey.
Oh, so close to a natural 20 on my die. It was an 8.
The natural 20 is
Natural 20s.
something else.
I think that's the opposite of what we wanted.
Yeah, not like that at all.
Gotta get
Where's your
Zach
spirit
to,
of adventure?
No.
We're gonna
Gabriel
get
the
Zach
Gold
to go
jumps
through
into
the
the fight
table
himself.
after we've recorded, just so
The
we know how
entire
lucky we
swarm
got.
table gets us.
Yeah.
Siegmann, roll a d4.
Another 4, excellent.
Another 4. So 4 more Grave Knights managed to hit your ride, but they are as
They try.
they try.
They try to hitch
They
away.
try to hitch your
Oh my
ride.
lord, do they try?
The difficulty to get through the blessed boundary is indeed 33.
33. Okay, that's one critical success. A failure. A success. And a failure. Okay, so 2 failures, 2 successes.
The failures take 27 damage and are pushed off the cart.
All right. This guy is going to take 27 damage. This guy's going to take 27 damage. And they're pushed off the cart. They're going to make one last reflex save to see if they manage to grab that edge.
Please fail, please fail, please fail.
One of them manages to hold on.
Good.
And the last one does not. Goes flying.
Nice. We'll take that.
And I believe the other 2 take half damage.
One of them takes half damage. The other guy rolled a crit.
Of course.
All right. These guys are now in the initiative. Stop them! Do not allow them to breach the wall! But, as it has been all this time, Octavian is first. You're currently in the midst of a skull swarm.
Yeah, so I have a question about that, and I didn't know how it would work because it's a massive swarm that's engulfing me. I have my implements interruption, where the target of my exploit vulnerability uses a concentrate, manipulate, or move action, or leaves a square during a move action it's using. I get to have a strike against it. Does that count because it's a swarm? And like, how does that work as far as reactions?
So you had
go?
not exploited vulnerability. You had a glimpse in a vulnerability, which I think is a different thing.
Oh, yes. Right, because I do get exploit vulnerability as a separate move now because I took a higher level.
Because that's like how you so glimpse vulnerability is like, boom, you got a little bit to me for free. Exploit vulnerability is like you have to like roll for it, but you also get a much more like a power to it, I think.
Beautiful, thank you. Okay, that makes more sense. Then, well, he's still off guard to me, so I'd like to go ahead and, also, as far as favored prey goes, these are undead. Can I put undead as my favored prey? Or whatever, like for his general coterie of villains?
I'll let you do undead. Let you do undead.
Cool. That's just more for a future thing. I'm gonna go ahead, intimidating strike.
All right. Okay. Give it a swing on this. See if you can't take out one of these enemies. A 33 will hit.
I just untargeted it. 32 points of damage.
32. It falls apart. I need everybody to make a reflex save.
Oh no.
DC is 32. Success, critical success. Also a critical success for Octavian. Failure for die.
That tracks.
So that is going to be 40 piercing and void damage as it just goes and explodes in a necromantic burst. Take full or half damage as is relevant. Battering Wagon takes 23. Battering Wagon, still mostly okay. It's at 245. Fantastic. So Octavian, that was 2 actions. So you have 1 left.
Well, I think I'll just I'll move to this guy's space to harry him a bit so he doesn't actually.
Cool. So as you move through his space, he is going to attack of opportunity you. But holy shit, he manages to hit. Grave Knight deals 24 damage to Octavian Errol.
It's fine, we can patch that over.
All right, cool. Well, that's Octavian's turn. Next is Fortune.
What's the best course of action here? I think I can't afford to do fancy little moves at the moment, at least. but that's fine. I'm already blossoming with my own confidence. I'll take a swing at the fella below me. See about taking a little bite out of, or, well, I say crime, but...
You're the criminals to me.
A bite out of the establishment, I guess? Here we go. Lashing out with Fortune's favor up close. This time not thrown, but with a swing almost like a pirouette.
Hell yeah.
Ah, my least favorite thing. Undead moral relativists.
That is a hit.
Very good. I was hoping it was, because that was a 5 on the dice.
32 on his AC. These guys are still... Everyone here is lower level than you.
Yeah. I always have to remember. I'm so used to... Well, actually, no, it's been quite a while since I've played 5e, but the ghast of bounded accuracy still hangs at the back of the mind.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Damage.
Takes 22 damage.
22. Very nice.
He is looking rough. This guy is not looking great.
Here comes another swing up close. A follow-up using the weight of the body.
Aha!
First high, then
That'll
mid.
hit again.
Very nice. This was a 14 on the dice for a 37.
Mm-hmm.
Here comes more damage. Ooh, yeah. God, I love my brilliant dagger.
Takes another 21. He is still up. Still looks rough.
And one last one at a plus 19. Here comes the last strike.
See if you can make it work.
1, 2, and 3, please.
Oof.
Oh.
Unfortunately, that one will not hit.
Well, I have someone behind you to count on for the rest.
Shit. Okay, fantastic. Next is one of the Grave Knights. This guy's going to spend an action to climb back up onto the... Okay. Hup, hup. Hup, 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 hup. Spends a second action running over to you, and is going to swing on Fortune.
Oh no, it's the undead version of Sir Angelo.
Oh, let's see if he falls into my funny trap. It's not very likely, but I'd like to see it regardless.
Swings and a miss for him.
Yeah, alas.
Next is the White Commander. Goes, do not falter, my friends. We will win. And he's gonna... Okay, he doesn't have any special abilities. I mean, he has special abilities, but none that are relevant in this moment. So he is just gonna swing on Fortune. Okay, so the White Commander rolls a 46, which is a crit on you, and then a 39,
Yikes.
which is a normal hit.
That's very nasty, and I do not like either of those things.
So
Okay.
Fortune, you are going to take 46 and 28 damage. You are starting to look injured. But this guy with his, swinging with his last breaths. Yes, I've bloodied you.
Oh, why do you have to get so damn determined at near death?
SIEGMANN, that is you.
You think you can hold out, Fortune?
Well enough for now. I'll be fine.
All right. In that case, SIEGMANN steps back and puts his hands together, shield and Reaper's Crescent clanging together, and says, "By the moon, I remove you," and is gonna cast another Divine Wrath, except this one's gonna hit everyone here.
Nice.
And let's try that.
Okay, fantastic. I'll roll a bunch of saves. I saw a couple successes and a couple failures. White Commander failed, one of the Grave Knights failed, and two of the Grave Knights succeeded.
That is 23 holy spirit damage, and any of them who failed are sickened 1.
Hell yeah. Okay, so the White Commander and the Grave Knight next to you. So those are the two that failed. So they're going to take an additional... God, White Commander is so close to death, but is not quite dead.
Rude.
They're really holding on by inches.
Well, that is my turn.
We're good at getting them right
Right
there.
They're on the edge. Finish them off.
All right, fantastic. It's a lot of damage. In small increments, but it's still a good chunk of change.
I'm a spellcaster. We know what that's about.
Absolutely. Die, that is you.
All right. This guy was just attacking my wife. Like, she can look after herself. This isn't some weird chivalry stuff, but, still, fuck that guy, actually.
Yeah. Like, it doesn't have to be
19
weird.
on the die.
This guy has 3 hit points.
I do want to know if that would have been a critical hit, though.
Oh yeah, it was a critical hit.
It would have.
I want to see what the damage is.
Oh, sure. Yeah, roll it.
Yeah, please.
That's 100 even.
There's
Damage.
100
A
even.
fine blood splatter directly onto your wife. Then Siegmann.
Yeah, this guy just goes and just, the speed that you're running, he just goes tumbling off the back. Hot damn. Okay. He does blow a war horn that summons corpses, but unfortunately, all the corpses have fallen off of the. So they're not really an issue. You got 2 actions left.
I would love to stride up to get into a flanking position with Siegmann on this Grave Knight here.
Excellent.
I will-
He's off balance and sickened.
Okay, I've now targeted him, so hopefully the damage will not go on to me.
Yeah. As you deal
Okay, good,
51 damage to this Grave Knight. Boom! He's looking rough.
Very good.
Fantastic. Next is another Grave Knight. This guy, he comes forward a little bit. Is yes, my friend. Do not fear. Well, you don't have to worry. As he is going to unleash a devastating blast.
Oh, man.
Rude.
Which one?
More reflex saves.
The one near the front. He is going to be targeting.
This one.
Die, Fortune, and Siegmann, as well as technically his friend, but his friend is immune to cold. So I need you 3 to make reflex saves against this guy's cold damage.
Here we go.
Fortune
Is
crits.
this one that I can click?
Yep,
It is.
you succeed. Die succeeds. Siegmann crits. Wow,
Yes.
That's the plate armor
it really
for
is.
you.
Okay, and this is against 38 cold damage. So Die, you're going to take half of that. The battering wagon is going to take all of it, because the battering wagon does not have a reflex DC. Battle wagon is now officially scratched.
Gives character.
Oh, man. It scratched up our ride. Get him.
Don't you? Oh, you fear us. But beware the wrath of Jack Stone, the hardest man alive. He shall never forgive you for scratching his artifact.
Oh, we're gonna do so much worse to his artifact.
We're about to do so much worse to his artifact.
I don't think he expected this to get out of here and take it back.
Meanwhile, the other Grave Knight, the one that is currently engaged with Octavian, is going to do 3 strikes against him. One with his frosty greatsword and 2 with his fists.
Ooh, 2 critical misses.
2 critical misses, but the greatsword does strike true. Octavian, you take 29 slashing and cold damage. Octavian's starting to look a little hurt. That is the end of the round. and the end of the line. As the car smashes into the front gates of Castle Coronant, I need everybody to make a reflex save.